how to stop a round kick or a shin kick. When it whips around, you're going to lean your weight into it, and you're going to counter strike. See, I'm leaning my weight into my leg. If it's to the outside of my leg, I'm going to lean to the outside, and if it's to the inside of my leg, I'm going to turn my leg inside, lean in, and immediately fire back. Now, if I can find it in me with the timing and everything to fire as soon as that kick is fired, that would be ideal. But in this case, we're just taking it step by step. We're going to lean our weight in, all of our weight onto our front leg or the leg that's getting kicked. We're going to turn our thigh towards it, and we're going to follow up with strikes. Very important that we follow up with strikes. Give this a try. This next technique, we are looking at a jab to the body and then a sweeping left hook. Now, this jab to the body, it needs to be hard. We need to establish the fact that this is going to be a hard shot. And the reason why, because we want them to drop their hand, just like Perry did, just like that. We are looking for them to drop their hand and try to block that shot. When they do that, we're going to come over the top with a sweeping left hook. Now, visualize the chin here. Make sure you're visualizing the chin, okay? So I'm coming down to the body, hitting hard with that jab, and then sweeping left hook. Left hook is one of the best shots in all martial arts and all fighting in general. Left hook knocks out a lot of people. So jab to the body, jab hard, and then all of a sudden a sweeping left hook. This is going to take some practice, and we're going to have to work on getting that jab to, that hook and jab to be. Welcome back. Now we're going to start working on a combination here with the fish hook. So I jab to the body. I'm going to go an overhead hand right and then a fish hook. Now what happens here is sometimes they will crowd this overhand right. See how he's crowding it there? Perfect opportunity to fit in a fish hook uppercut, just like that. Okay, so first I'm gonna do just like I've been doing. I'm faking to the body, hitting to the body. I'm gonna fake it. Here he crowds my overhand, so I come in with a fish hook. Crowds that overhand, come in the fish hook. See how he left that hand down there? I'm hitting hard to the body. When I go and fake, and I go with the overhand, he blocks it, and I fish hook. This is a purple belt technique. It is a jab to the body to an overhand right. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up. I've got to change my levels here. I go and change levels. I hit the jab. Now I want to hit a hard jab to the body. Okay, so I'm going to set up the hard jab right to the body and make sure that he respects that hard jab. So I'm going to change levels really quick, boom, and hit him with a hard jab. And then I'm going to fake the jab to the body once I get him going towards the blocking of that jab. From there, then I'm just going to swing that overhand right straight up and over. Now that overhand right is going diagonal from the top all the way down to my front knee. So it's going a diagonal strike. So you can check that out through the angles of attack. So basically an angle number 3 strike right that at a diagonal angle. Okay. So I set up with the jab to the body, maybe I'd done the jab to the body, then I fake it, and then I hit an overhand right. So I want him to really believe that this jab to the body is going to hurt. So I need to make it a hard jab to the body. And when I go to do that overhand right, I'm going to look at that target at the body and then swing that overhand right. This technique is called the ice blitz takedown. The ice blitz takedown. Here we go. We're going to start pounding. Now, I'm going to grab the leg, put my hand across the collarbone, and push and take down. I'm going to kind of run forward with this. In this case, we're doing it slow, so you don't really see that, but I could be running forward with this. So here I am. I reach down and grab the back of the leg. I'm going to move his hand out of the way here. I'm going to go to the same side. See how I push and pull and continue forward, basically running forward. So here I am. I'm blitzing him. Then I grab the leg and charge forward, get on top, and start dominating. Happens pretty quickly. The great thing about this technique is that you're not committed, unlike the double leg takedown where you have to commit all the way through. You don't have to commit to this technique, which makes it very, very nice. So here I am, I'm pounding, I grab the leg, I push the torso off its vertical axis, off the vertical plane, and I lift that leg, pushing them past the fault line, making them fall. Now, what happens if that leg comes back down and you don't actually secure it? No problem. He grabs it, he pushes it down. I'm going to continue my blitz. Okay? That's the great thing about the ice blitz takedown. Here I am, I'm blitzing. I grab the leg, he counters, and I continue my blitz. I don't let it phase me. I just keep going forward. All right, so here I am, I'm blitzing. I grab it, he pushes the leg down. I continue my blitz. So here we go, do it one more time just the way it's supposed to be. Pull and push and pull, break them off the vertical plane, lift that leg up, run like a 100-yard dash. All right, that's the ice blitz takedown. Okay guys, welcome back. Now we're working on head movement, moving side to side, swiveling your body side to side, and moving your feet. You always want to be moving. You don't want to be a stationary target. You want to be moving laterally. You want to be moving your head. You always want to be moving. Never stationary. You just keep moving. And by the way, when they're in your war zone, you want to be striking them and hitting them. In this case, I'm just showing you movement, lateral movement, and slipping my head back and forth to the side. Just moving back and forth to the side, kind of like windshield wipers with your head. Head movement and foot movement. Go practice it and play with it. This is a pretty dynamic takedown for the head kick. You don't want to block a head kick with your forearm because, quite frankly, your forearm is potential of breaking against a shin is pretty high. So I'm using my hand and I'm scooping that kick and bringing it straight up to the sky, creating a takedown because he cannot hop fast enough in order to avoid this takedown. So as that head kick comes in, you'll notice that I'm blocking with my palm and my shoulder, my hand, and I'm scooping the kick and walking forward, making him fall down. It's almost impossible to actually not fall down from here once it gets through here. It's really, really hard to stay up. Okay, so you see how I'm bringing my shoulder up, my shoulder and chin, my chin's down, my shoulder's protecting, my hand is protecting the side, and I'm moving forward. Okay, so I drop the chin, bring up the shoulder, as it should be anyway, and I raise that arm up underneath the leg and I move forward. That is going to cause the takedown. Very dynamic and very shocking to the person throwing that head kick. So that's the head kick takedown. Try it out. Looking at the shot stopper. One thing you'll notice here is that I change levels. It's very important. When they change levels, you change levels. I'm going to hit with that fish hook uppercut. Now, I'm going to finish off with moving laterally outside of that. Whenever someone's coming in directly for you, you don't want to just keep backing up. Backing up, they're going to run you over. You can't run fast enough backwards as they can forward. So as soon as they come in, you change levels, you hit with that shot stopper, fish hook uppercut, and then you're going to move laterally, either one side or the other. You want to make sure that you are not moving straight back in this case. You just cannot move fast enough going backwards to avoid them. So as he changes levels, I change levels. I hit with that fish hook uppercut, and then I move laterally. Now, that right there is going to gain respect for you, and he's going to be very discouraged to take that shot.
Now we're going to talk about the four points of the takedown defense. We have 4 bullet points that we need to go through, a checklist, if you will, to keep you from getting taken down. You ask yourself, why in the world do I need to have a good takedown defense? Imagine if you're on the street and someone picks you up and throws you and hits the concrete floor. It's all well and good when it's a mat. It hurts enough when it's a mat or in the cage, but when it's on a concrete or asphalt, you could wake up, or maybe not wake up in the hospital, and or you're in a coma somewhere. 5 years later, you wake up and your wife's married to somebody else. It could happen, right? Okay. So we want to make sure we have fantastic takedown defense. It is paramount. First thing we need to do is create distance. Okay. So if me and Perry were squared off, I need distance between me and Perry. Okay. And when he starts closing the distance, we have a concept called the war zone. That exists right in this triangle force. If Perry enters in at any point in my war zone, I'm going to hit whatever comes into the war zone or whatever comes into my triangle. Okay? So that's part of my distance. It's to create a wall of pain. All right? So as he's coming in here, I'm creating a wall of pain. As soon as he starts coming in, I'm going to create a wall of pain. Pop, pop, pop. So he knows that I'm going to hit him hard. I'm going to hit him precise. And I'm going to make him suffer if he comes in. The next thing is move laterally. So as he's coming in, I'm going to move laterally. Pop, pop. I'm moving laterally. Pop. Okay? Lateral movement is your friend in takedown defense. If I'm moving backwards, too much backwards, I can't run backwards fast enough to outrun him moving forward. I just can't. So it needs to be lateral. All right? The second thing is changing your levels. So as he's coming in, I need to change my levels to match his level. Okay, so as he comes in, lateral movement, create a wall of pain. And I change my levels to match his levels. So when he goes down, I go down, just like the mirroring drill. But I'm going to put a shot stopper in that. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So as he comes down, I'll change levels, I'll move laterally then. Move laterally. And I'm going to pummel him if I can. All right? The next thing is, if he gets a hold of my hips, I need to instantly pop my hips out. Immediately, pop my hips out. Go for an underhook. And then create distance. So he grabs my hips, I go pop my hips out, get an underhook. Go for distance. All right, he pops, he grabs me. He's trying to pull these hips in. I got to push out and create distance. One more time. He grabs my hips like this. Pop my hips out violently. Pushing on him. Go for an underhook, an overhook, not an underhook. Go for an overhook. Pop. Go for this underhook whizzer. From there, then you start back in. Okay? One more time. Here's my hips. I go for an underhook. Boom, boom. If he's in my war zone, what am I going to do? I'm going to punch. I'm going to punch. Punch, elbow, whatever I have right there. I'm not trying to do too many kicks or knees because he's too close. If he goes and grabs my hips, I pop him this way and I start kneeing there. He grabs my knee. Now we're on one foot. Then we'll have to go to the next concept. All right, so far, create distance and a wall. Step 2, move laterally. Move laterally. Step 3, control the hips. Don't allow him to control your hips. You pop them and go to an overhook. Not an underhook in this case. Some people recommend the underhook. Here's why I don't recommend the underhook. He grabs my hips, I pop, and I fight for this underhook. Where's that right hook right there? Where's this right hook? Boom, he pops back up, and boom! Right? So if he gets that again, he grabs my hips, and I go, like this, I fight for an underhook, boom! Or an elbow, or whatever. But if I had the underhook, I pop it. Whoa, where's that hook now? Yeah, boom, then I'm right on him. Okay, so overhook. A whizzer, not an underhook. Okay? The next concept, this is kind of the last ditch effort, and that is control the head. Control the head. Okay, so Perry, you want to come over here? So he grabs my hips, I pop him like that, I then push the head. Push the head, control the head. Okay, so he grabs me, I'm trying to get it, he's still holding on, I push the head. Push it down and away. Well, look, I got all kinds of stuff from here. As long as I got them this way, I'm in good shape. Okay, so you get me? I can control the head. Okay, so gets me. I pop the hips. Can't get them. I try that. I push the head. That's the 4 ways to defend the takedown. Control the distance. Put a wall of pain up. Move laterally. Okay, to help control the distance. Control the hips. Don't allow him to get your hips. If you do, pop your hips. Get an overhooker and a whizzer. And the 4th one, control the head. Push it down and away. Down and away. Oh, and change levels. Make sure you're changing levels. Okay.
Be talking about the one-armed tie clinch, just like that. That position I'm showing you there is called walk like an Egyptian, and it's enabling me to be able to change levels on him. I'm delivering uppercuts, I'm delivering a elbow strike, and then of course holding the arm and delivering a knee if that hand comes into play. See how uppercuts right there? This is a great way to control him, and I can deliver knee strikes if need be. Now if he changes levels, that walk like an Egyptian position, it enables me to kind of keep a barrier there and feel if he's moving down, up, whatever he's trying to do. I grab that hand there if it's free, and then to continue to pound away. So as he comes in here, I get that one-arm tie clinch, perfect position for uppercuts. Grab that free hand if you need to, deliver elbows or whatever. If he changes levels, you change levels. Okay, very important. We've already covered that. So let's watch this again. As he comes through, I grab that walk like an Egyptian tie clinch. I'm going to deliver uppercuts. If he goes down, I go down with him. I'm going to deliver elbow strikes. Grab that hand if it comes into, if I need to. I'm going to show you how not to do this, okay? You don't want to bring your elbow up. See how it's up and over like that? I missed the elbow. He's going to shoot in and take my back just like he just did. So I'm tie clinching. I'm doing great, but I bring my elbow at an angle, an upward angle, and that upward angle is going to cause me some problems here. Okay, he can slip right underneath there, take my back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get slammed on the ground. Okay, so here I go with the walk like an Egyptian one-handed tie clinch, and I'm controlling everything in the right angles, exactly like that. Okay, go practice this. This is a very valuable tool. This next thing is called the mirroring drill. Now, it's very important that we know how to change levels when our partner tries to shoot in. It's very important for our list. I'm not going to settle or go backwards. I am going to move laterally around him. Okay, so we're making sure that we're continuing our movement and continuing our footwork, changing levels and moving laterally. This is the mirror drill. It's a rear takedown. And we're going to use an inside iron broom kick to take the leg out, just like that. We're pulling the shoulders, we're breaking the vertical plane, we're taking the knee out with our iron broom kick. So again, it's starting in the clinch. He clinches up, he reaches over to create space or takedown. I bypass the elbow and the arm and get to his back, take the back position. I take him down with the iron broom and pulling him off his vertical plane. So I'm pulling him past that fault line that we talked about before. Of course, I can counter with any kind of strike or kick or even ground fighting if I wanted to, or a weapon. Just like always, you always want to make sure you're checking behind you, check your sixes and every angle around you. I want to start making that a habit to check all the angles around you. Never know if they have a friend to help them out. So I'm going to pull up past that vertical plane, I'm sorry, that fault line, and break that vertical plane. The fault line is an incredible concept, one that you should know very well by this time in your training. Hitting that iron broom to the knee, taking him down, breaking the fault line. and breaking that vertical plane. So here we go again. Watch it. We clinch up. He pushes that cross shield over. Iron broom, pull down, counter with any kind of strike that you want. Make sure you're checking all around you at the same time. Okay? It's called Musha Dori. Musha Dori. When he comes in across my hand here to create space or take a takedown, I'm going to basically do this technique called Musha Dori, which is kind of a variation of Onikadaki, if you're familiar with that technique, which you should be. In this case, I'm going to stop him from moving. After I apply the Musha Dori, I'm going to stop him from moving by attaching my arm to the inside knee. Now I can continue that circle there and basically break his shoulder, dislocate it, rip out his shoulder. But in this case, I'm just stopping here, just as a demonstration. But it could be certainly go even further than that. Anyway, Musha Dori, I find this technique to be very helpful and is typically either a takedown or a transition to his back. It is awful painful, and that's why you keep seeing Perry grimace and shake out his arm, because even doing it slowly, it is painful. So be very careful. Now notice that my elbow goes over the top, not just my forearm. I want my elbow going over the top and making that circle. So as he bypasses, I just continue the circle. It flows very naturally. And watch it again. As he comes across the cross shield, I circle that in, and I could pick that knee up there, or I could continue the circle for the takedown to break the elbow, whatever I want to do right there. It is a powerful technique. That's Musha. This next technique is a variation of the double leg takedown. In fact, we call it the double leg weave. Now, when he comes across me, my shoulder there to off balance me or take me down or get space, I drop down for a double leg takedown. In this case, I'm going to push his arm off to the side. Notice how I push his arm off to the side. When I do that, I drop down for my double leg takedown. I weave one arm through, and it's very important that you attach to his calf or to his heel when the other hand does the same thing. I'm also going to drive my shoulder into his leg. Now I could drive that shoulder into his shin as well, depending on how low I can get to the ground in the circumstances. So he goes to cross shield me. I am going to drive my weave in, push my shoulder into him to get that double leg weave takedown. So the weave. Okay, so I push that arm across, I drop down for the double leg, I grab at his heels or his calves, and drive forward. Now you do want to make sure you bring your hands up just in case he falls close to you. So watch how I bring my hands up to protect my face. Of course, then you can continue to counter with a variety of different grappling techniques or standing techniques from there. And you always want to make sure you're checking your sixes. Absolutely one of my favorites, and it's based in Aikido. We are going to work on the arm drag, and it is from a clinch here. So I knock the arm away, I grab the arm drag, I swing around, put my hand on the back of his lower back, and bring him down with Imorinage. We'll just call it a clothesline. So we'll come it around, pull it up, and back down. Now, notice I'm breaking the fault line, changing his vertical plane. But one of the things I'm really doing here is from the clinch, I'm breaking him off me, swinging him around like that. Then I go into the clothesline. And that clothesline is going to hit pretty hard. Notice how my thumb was in the up position underneath his jaw, and then I switched it to a thumbs down position. That's going to help you drive him to the ground. Okay, look at this. I knock him off. I grab that arm drag. I swing around. Look how my thumb's in the thumb up position. Just like that. My other hand's going to go on the small of his back. I'm going to walk forward, breaking the fault line. And did you see my thumb switched over to the bottom position? It's kind of a small detail, but as you know already, the devil's in the details. I knock the arm off. There's the arm drag. I grab the small of the back there, and I push from thumb up to thumb down to create the clothesline. Watch it again. It flows really nice when you get it done fast. I break the clinch, swing him around with that arm drag, clothesline here, thumb up to thumb down, and my hand in the back, in the small of his back. Here we go again. I break off the clinch, go with the arm drag, and there's the clothesline. All right, here we go again. Watch it a little bit faster. Swinging around, and there's the clothesline. Okay, so that's the clothesline from the arm drag from the clinch position. Give it a shot. Chin jab is one of my favorite techniques. It's the first thing I was taught in the martial arts. It comes from World War II, and it is highly effective. Of course, we're putting it into this clinch position. People today tend to want to clinch you up, especially if they don't know how to punch and avoid getting punched. So he goes into this cross shield again and tries to get space. In that case, I bypass the arm and I go into the chin jab. Now notice that I use the small of the back as well. Look how that hand comes up in a straight line underneath his chin so he can't see it. It's a beautiful technique. So I bypass the arm, I go up underneath, my hand is in the small of his back, and I push forward. I'm breaking that fault line, taking him off his vertical plane. Watch again. I'm going to bypass that arm, chin jab, small of the back, take him off his fault line, or drop him off his fault line, breaking the vertical plane. Love this technique. Make sure you practice it. It will serve you in the clinch.
Alright guys, so now we're going to talk about being on the bottom, both in the guard and on the mount. First we're going to talk about being in the guard. Both positions are not great, okay? The guard is certainly a better position to be in because you have use of your hips. When you have use of your hips, you can still do attacks and things like that, sweeps. But we have a 4-process guide that I want you to go through, like a checklist before you do anything. The first thing is you must protect. So if I'm in the guard like this, I must protect. I must stay close and protect. He starts hitting me on this side here. I need to protect him and protect myself. Use my punch series like this. I need to protect. Stay close. The next thing is to escape. So once I'm in a safe position, if I can, I'm going to push the head away, put my hand here, and escape. And get back up on my feet if possible. Okay? If I can escape, that's the next part. Okay? Protect, escape. If I cannot escape, I protect it, I stay close, like that. My next is to reverse. Alright? So I may want to get a reversal somewhere. Now that I have my reversal, my next thing is to attack. I may use punches, elbows, or a submission. Those are your 4 bullet points. Protect, escape, reverse, or attack / submission. Now, if I'm down in the mounted position, a lot worse position to be in. But we're still going to go through those basic bullet points. All right, we have to protect, the first thing I need to do is bridge. I need to be bridging. Now, if he's got good hips and not be able to bridge, I can use my leg. I need to bridge in order to protect. If I can protect, then I try to escape using one of the techniques. If I can't, then I go for a reversal. From a reversal to an attack. I can hit, or I can do submissions. Those are our 4 stages of being on the bottom.
The Muay Thai clinch. Now, when they grab a hold of the head like that, they're looking to knee us or control our head. First thing we're going to do is we're going to push our hips into them, and then do a crossface to get them off. Now, another thing that I'm doing is I'm putting my arms right there in his hips and legs, and I'm grabbing and pushing my hips forward. I crossface him where I can then uppercut from there. So it's very important that the very first thing that we do is put our hands down and push our hips in and get that hand across with that crossface so we can get our defense and our takedown. Watch again. So he grabs me. I put my arms inside. See, I'm crossing them there to protect myself. I put myself so close to him that it's hard for him to knee. Then I go across his face with the crossface to our uppercuts. Watch this again. So he grabs me in the Muay Thai clinch. I immediately push my hips in, push his face away, and begin pummeling with my uppercut. And of course, I could go into throws from there and things like that if need be. Push him away, uppercuts, just like that. I could step over for Gansakanagi, a variety of different other techniques. But that is how you get out of the Muay Thai clinch.